Have you ever wondered what unfolds when you step back, when your presence fades from her world? It's a path few discuss, but one many quietly experience, a process of gradual recognition, where each moment without you reveals what was once taken for granted. Today, we'll unravel the stages of this journey step by step, exploring how her understanding shifts and deepens over time. But this isn't just her journey. In the gaps left behind, in the silence, you find your own growth and resilience. Each pause, each absence strengthens your core, drawing you closer to the principles of Stoicism, calm amidst adversity, resilience in solitude, and a wisdom that transforms absence into strength. So, if you're curious about the impact of stepping back and the profound effects it has on both you and her, this exploration is for you. Join us as we delve into this journey from both perspectives, revealing how the power of your absence can speak louder than any words. First, feeling the shock of silence. It starts with the shock of silence. Imagine she expected you to reach out, to reconnect, maybe even to make amends. Instead, she's met with a quiet that speaks volumes. At first, she's confused, even frustrated. She might check her phone, replay past conversations. Wonder if this is some kind of mind game. But as time passes, she begins to sense that this isn't a game, it's a message. In this silence, she starts to feel what's missing, your steady presence that once filled the void. In this space, Stoic philosophy takes center stage. Stoicism teaches that strength often appears, not in grand gestures or dramatic reactions, but in the calm of restraint and self-control. By staying silent, you're embodying this strength you may never have noticed in you before. This silence speaks of self-worth and emotional calm, a strength reserved for those who truly value themselves. You're not swayed by her actions or pressured by her expectations. Instead, you stand firm, calm, and unshaken. And as time goes on, she begins to feel your absence more deeply. The reality of losing you becomes undeniable, hitting with a force she hadn't expected suddenly. Every moment she took for granted, every reliable presence you offered is gone. Each day, your silence grows louder, highlighting the void you've left behind. And with it, an awareness dawns. Losing you wasn't just a momentary event, but the loss of something irreplaceable. How will you respond? Will you ease her discomfort? The Stoic approach reminds us to stand firm, knowing our actions stem from our own peace, not another's emotions. This doesn't mean closing yourself off, rather. If keeping your self-respect means not chasing approval or validation, you remain open to conversation when the timing feels right. But you don't compromise your worth along the way. For instance, if she reaches out, you might respond calmly, acknowledging her message without any emotional pressure. A simple reply like, "I hope you're doing well. I've been focusing on my own growth lately," says a lot. It conveys that while you appreciate her, you also respect yourself enough to hold steady and move forward. You show her that you've taken steps ahead, rooted in your own strength. Number 2, recalling moments gone. As the silence settles, she begins rewinding memories, replaying them as if scenes from an old film. Every laugh shared, every heartfelt conversation, and every moment of eye contact flood back, yet they feel different now. These memories have shifted. They're no longer just happy recollections, but carry the undeniable weight of loss. She sees these moments through a new lens, each memory now colored with an unexpected finality. In Stoic practice, there's a principle known as memento mori, a reminder that we will all die, and that everything, including people and experiences, is temporary. The Stoics taught that this awareness pushes us to cherish what we have in the present, rather than taking it for granted, but for her. That reminder came too late. The shared laughs, the support, the stability you provided, these were all fleeting. She didn't realize their true worth while they were within reach. Now, each memory carries a heightened awareness of your absence, a tangible void where you once stood. Reliving these moments, she's flooded with regret. Why hadn't she recognized the quiet strength and stability you brought? Why did she ignore the patience you demonstrated, your calm in the face of hardships, and the unwavering support you provided? Each memory is now a lesson in missed opportunities and unacknowledged qualities. She realized now that what she had with you, a blend of patience, understanding, and emotional strength, is rare, a gift only found in those who deeply respect themselves. So how do you respond to her newfound awareness? Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control: our growth, actions, and mindset. There's no need to hold on to bitterness or resentment. Instead, let this be a moment of reflection for you as well, by honoring the lessons of the past. You can carry them into a future that aligns with your own sense of self-worth and value, for instance. Rather than clinging to the past or waiting for her to realize what she lost, you can focus on ways to cultivate the person you're becoming, whether that's through personal growth, learning a new skill, or staying true to your principles. You're on your own path. As you live in alignment with values that resonate deeply within you, you not only gain peace, but attract those who truly understand and appreciate you. Number 3, embracing loss. As memories drift back, she becomes fully aware of the void left by your absence. It's no longer just an abstract loss, it's tangible, undeniable. You were once a constant presence, an anchor she thought would always be there, but now there's an emptiness that seems impossible to fill. This realization isn't merely about losing a friend, but rather a piece of her life she once considered secure. The growing void only underscores the uniqueness of what's gone, and she begins to see that the calm and stability you brought to her life were the very things grounding her. In the journey of Stoicism, we recognize that all things are subject to change, and accepting impermanence is essential to a tranquil life. Her experience now serves as a testament to life's inherent unpredictability and the value of cherishing what we have while it's here. Meanwhile, with each moment she processes this loss, you continue forward. Your sense of confidence and steadiness doesn't hinge on the validation of others, but arises from a deep self-awareness and inner respect. This time has become an opportunity for growth, allowing you to tap into a quiet strength that sustains your calm, even in her absence. Number 4, a renewed respect for you. After the stages of realization and regret, she may finally begin to understand the true value you brought into her life. There's a newfound respect for you, a recognition of your calm, unwavering resolve, your patience, and your strength. She sees that you were someone who could stand steady, even as everything around you fell apart. In the Stoic journey, this symbolizes a deep understanding that our worth doesn't come from others' judgments, but from the inner qualities we build and hold dear. At this point, whether she fully grasps your value or not, what truly matters is the growth you've achieved along the way. Stoicism emphasizes control over what is within, reach self-development that stands unaffected by others' emotions or perceptions. You have become stronger, someone who remains rooted in their values, even in the face of loss or change. This journey is not only about her realization of your value, but also about your path to discovering and reaffirming your strength without needing external validation. Stay on this Stoic road, where every step not only fortifies you, but brings a clearer understanding of your true worth. Number 5, invaluable presence. As the weeks bled into months, she sensed a subtle shift within herself. Initially, there may have been an impulse to fill the void you left behind, to distract herself from the pang of absence. Yet now, your presence remains irreplaceable in her mind. Qualities such as your quiet patience, calm wisdom, and steadfastness through adversity have become treasures she only began to truly see once you were no longer there. You may not have realized it at the time, but those virtues had always been a part of you. Now, as she reflects, she understands these weren't just admirable traits, they were rare, invaluable. She begins to see that your self-respect, along with the strengths you brought into any connection, were precious assets, ones that hold worth beyond the everyday. In each moment, she remembers, you crafted a foundation of internal resilience for yourself. It speaks to a truth about self-respect. It doesn't need an outward display to be recognized. You didn't have to prove your worth through action. Simply living true to your principles was enough, your growth. As she sees it, wasn't only born of past experiences, but was a journey, a path of discovering the inherent worth you had all along. Number 6, the journey inward. As she embarked on this path, she entered a deeper journey of self-discovery, an exploration that stretched beyond the surface. Your absence created space for her, a necessary gap that allowed her to reevaluate her life, to truly see the relationships and values she held. This was her chance to assess what genuinely mattered, uncovering values she had once forgotten or perhaps dismissed. Through this process, she realized that appreciation begins within. It grows from self-acceptance and the recognition of one's own worth. This resonates with a core Stoic principle that fulfillment doesn't spring from external sources, but from a deep-seated peace within. The calmness that emerged from your absence was more than just a form of support. It became a subtle yet profound encouragement for her to stand firm and grow independently. This journey held lessons for both of you. Not only did she learn to embrace her inner strength, but you too came to understand the weight of your presence in the lives of others, a weight that often goes unseen but can leave an indelible impact, even when it isn't immediately acknowledged. Number 7, restoration and rebirth. As the days turned into months, she began to realize that healing wasn't something linear or predictable. It wasn't a simple journey from pain to peace, nor was it a process she could control by sheer willpower. Some days it felt as if she'd made no progress at all. Memories would resurface, vivid and relentless, catching her off guard and leaving an archer that lingered. Yet, with each of these setbacks, she found herself returning to the lessons you'd left behind, drawing strength she didn't know she had. Renewal she learned wasn't about returning to her old self. It was about creating a new version, one fortified by experience and resilience. In those quiet, solitary moments, she discovered that nostalgia, though tempting, was a double-edged sword. It could easily pull her into sadness, tempting her to linger on what was lost. But instead of succumbing, she taught herself to see it as a source of power, something she could harness to fuel her growth. This wasn't about denying her emotions, but about transforming them. When the memories surfaced, she welcomed them, not as reminders of what was gone, but as proof of the beauty that had shaped her and could continue to guide her forward. She began to find beauty in the smallest details of life, the things she'd overlooked in her struggle to survive: sunlight spilling across her morning coffee, the quiet rustling of leaves, the weight of a book in her hands. These weren't just trivial distractions. They became moments of profound connection, gentle reminders that life's richness existed even in the simplest things. This was where she found her true sense of renewal, in recognizing that every small joy, every fleeting moment, was an opportunity to honor the person you had been to her and the legacy you left behind. Her journey wasn't about erasing pain or avoiding memories. It was about cultivating a resilience that grew from embracing both. The past remained a part of her, but it no longer defined her limits. With each new day, she reclaimed a part of herself, not by discarding what was, but by rebuilding from it, turning each memory, each scar, into the foundation of a new life, one filled with purpose, gratitude, and a quiet but unshakable strength. Number 8, the awakening of gratitude. In the quiet aftermath of her loss, she began to shift her perspective from sorrow to gratitude. With each passing day, she found herself reflecting on the lessons you had imparted, from the depth of love to the resilience of patience and self-worth. In her mind, you were no longer just a memory. You had become an integral part of her journey. Gratitude, she realized, transcended mere sentiment. It became her anchor, a bridge that connected her to the world beyond her grief. Each morning, she would remind herself that although you were no longer physically present, the essence of what you had created together endured. The memories you shared, the wisdom you offered, and even the pain you had experienced, these elements were woven into the fabric of her growth. In embracing gratitude, She discovered a newfound strength. It was as if your teachings were whispering to her from beyond, urging her to live fully in the moment and to cherish every lesson learned. The sorrow that once felt overwhelming began to transform, reframing her narrative. She started to understand that loss was not the end, but rather a poignant chapter in her story. As she moved forward, gratitude became her guiding light, illuminating the path ahead. Each lesson learned was a stepping stone, each memory a testament to the love that continued to shape her. She no longer feared the shadows of her past. Instead, she welcomed them, recognizing that they were vital to her evolution. With every breath, she committed to honoring your legacy. Gratitude was not simply a response to loss, but a powerful tool for living. It empowered her to engage with life fully, to seek joy even in the face of adversity. This journey was hers alone. Yet it was also a reflection of everything you had instilled in her. As she navigated her days, she found that gratitude fostered resilience. It allowed her to approach challenges with a newfound perspective, seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. The lessons learned from you became her armor, equipping her to face whatever life might throw her way. In embracing this mindset, she unlocked a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. Gratitude became a practice, a daily ritual that transformed her outlook. She would pause to appreciate the small moments, a shared smile, a beautiful sunset, the laughter of friends, recognizing that these were the threads that wove her story together. Ultimately, gratitude forged a connection between her past and her future. It taught her that every experience, no matter how painful, contributed to the tapestry of her life. You had equipped her with the tools to navigate her emotions, to find strength in vulnerability, and to appreciate the beauty of the present. In this transformation, she realized that her journey was a tribute to you. It was a celebration of the love and wisdom you had shared. Gratitude was not merely an acknowledgement of what had been lost, it was a powerful affirmation of what could still be gained through her experiences. She learned to cultivate joy, to embrace the fleeting nature of life, and to celebrate the moments that truly mattered. As she moved forward, she carried your spirit with her, a constant reminder that love, even in its absence, remains an indelible force. Gratitude became a compass, guiding her through the complexities of life, allowing her to find peace and strength in the journey ahead with each step she took. She felt your presence, an unwavering belief in her ability to thrive, to grow, and to live fully. In the end, gratitude became more than an emotion, it was a way of life. It empowered her to honor her past while embracing her future, reminding her that even in loss, there is beauty, strength, and hope. Number 9, acceptance. As she continued her journey, one of the most profound lessons she learned was the art of acceptance. Acceptance doesn't equate to surrender, rather. It embodies the understanding that every emotion and experience carries its own significance, allowing herself to feel pain, joy. And every nuance of emotion was a vital part of her healing process. Acceptance also meant recognizing that life rarely unfolds as planned. There are moments and circumstances beyond our control. Instead of resisting these realities, she discovered the strength in integrating them into her life. She realized that true peace doesn't stem from the ability to control everything. It arises from accepting and aligning herself with the truth of her circumstances. In Stoic philosophy, acceptance is more than a passive state. It is an active engagement with reality. When she embraced this concept, the chaos around her began to transform. Instead of battling against the waves of life, she learned to navigate them. Each setback became a lesson, each hardship a teacher. By acknowledging her feelings without judgment, she cultivated a deeper resilience. Pain was no longer an adversary, was a companion on her path, providing insight and depth to her existence. Joy, in its fleeting moments, became more precious because she understood its impermanence. This duality enriched her experience, teaching her to savor the highs while standing firm through the lows. In moments of distress, she would remind herself of the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within her control. This mental shift freed her from the shackles of worry and frustration. When faced with adversity, she stopped asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, she began to ask, "What can I learn from this subtle but powerful shift?" Allowed her to reclaim her power. She also discovered the importance of community in this journey of acceptance. Sharing her experiences with others who walked similar paths created a bond of understanding. Their stories echoed her own, illustrating that acceptance is a shared human experience in their collective vulnerability. They found strength and solace, reinforcing the notion that none of them were truly alone. Acceptance, she learned, is not a destination but a continuous practice. Each day presented new challenges and emotions, demanding her attention and acceptance. Some days were easier than others, but the commitment to embrace whatever came her way was unwavering. So she understood that it was okay to struggle with acceptance. It was part of the process. In the grand tapestry of life, acceptance wove threads of compassion and understanding. It softened the edges of her experiences, transforming the sharpness of disappointment into a gentle reminder of her humanity. She found herself becoming more patient with herself, recognizing that growth often comes wrapped in discomfort. This journey illuminated the notion that acceptance is intertwined with gratitude. By accepting her circumstances, she opened the door to appreciation. Each moment became a gift, regardless of its appearance. She began to cultivate a mindset that celebrated both the ordinary and extraordinary aspects of her life. Gratitude flourished as she acknowledged the lessons hidden within every experience. Ultimately, she learned that acceptance is a profound act of courage. It requires vulnerability and honesty, the willingness to face the truth of one's circumstances. This courage fostered a deeper connection to herself and the world around her. The more she accepted, the more she could love and be loved. As her journey unfolded, the lesson of acceptance became a cornerstone of her existence. It guided her through uncertainty and anchored her in the present moment. In a world often driven by control and resistance, she found liberation in letting go and embracing what is. In the end, acceptance was not merely a passive resignation, but an active choice to engage with life authentically. Through acceptance, she discovered her true self resilient, compassionate, and open to the full spectrum of human experience. The journey of acceptance transformed her into a living embodiment of Stoic wisdom, guiding others along their paths toward resilience and understanding. Through her story, the essence of Stoicism shines brightly, reminding us all that the journey to acceptance is perhaps the most important journey of all. Number 10, embracing tomorrow, future planning. As she found her footing again, she began to envision her future with clarity and purpose, no longer anchored to the past. She shifted her gaze forward. Fueled by determination and a flicker of hope, small plans began to blossom. Each one a stepping stone toward a life reimagined, dreams of traveling to far-off places and the courage to pursue passions she once left unexplored. In this newfound perspective, she realized that the future wasn't solely about grand aspirations. It was also about the little actions we can take each day to enrich our lives. Each plan, no matter how trivial it seemed, became a vital part of her recovery journey. Through these small, intentional steps, she discovered that the art of planning for tomorrow was, in itself, a powerful tool for healing. The essence of Stoic philosophy lies in recognizing what is within our control. In planning for the future, we are actively engaged with our desires and aspirations, yet we must remain detached from the outcomes. It's this balance that transforms the act of planning from a source of anxiety into a practice of empowerment. By focusing on what we can influence, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses, we free ourselves from the burden of what is beyond our reach. She learned to embrace the journey rather than fixate solely on the destination. Each day became an opportunity to cultivate her intentions, crafting a life that resonated with her values and aspirations. In this process, she uncovered a profound truth: every small decision counts, weaving together a tapestry of purpose and direction. So as she sat down to sketch out her future, she did so with the awareness that each plan was a reflection of her deepest self. With every dream she penned, she infused her ambitions with intention, whether it was a simple weekend getaway or learning a new skill. These plans were not merely tasks on a to-do list, they were expressions of her resilience and hope. In the spirit of the Stoics, she understood that the path to a fulfilling life requires conscious effort. It's about setting intentions and taking actionable steps while remaining open to the unpredictability of life. Her plans were not rigidly fixed but adaptable, allowing for the natural ebb and flow of existence. Ultimately, the future is a canvas waiting to be painted. She found joy in the act of creation, in the power of her choices, and in the knowledge that she was shaping her destiny. With each small plan, she fortified her spirit, and in doing so, she affirmed her commitment to living fully, courageously, and authentically. In the end, the act of planning became a profound testament to her growth. It was a reminder that the journey forward is just as significant as the destination itself. Each day is a chance to align her actions with her values, to invest in her dreams, and to cultivate a future that reflects her truest self. Through this lens, the future became not a daunting unknown, but an exhilarating realm of possibility. Number 11, find support. One of the most significant lessons she learned was the importance of seeking support. It became clear that facing life's challenges alone was not only daunting but often overwhelming. There is strength to be found in reaching out, whether it be to friends, family, or even strangers. Their presence can offer solace and fortitude in times of distress. She began to engage with support groups and communities where people shared their experiences. These interactions transformed her perception of vulnerability. The conversations, the listening ears, and the shared stories became a balm for her loneliness. It dawned on her that opening up about pain and searching for assistance wasn't a mark of weakness, rather. It was an embodiment of resilience and courage. This revelation altered her approach to life. She realized that while self-reliance is essential, so too is the acknowledgement of our interdependence. We are not solitary beings. We are woven into a tapestry of connections. Each thread holds its own story, its own struggles. And when we allow ourselves to intertwine with others, we create a stronger fabric. This realization underscored the fundamental tenet of Stoicism, the recognition of our shared human experience. In her journey, she witnessed the power of collective strength. The stories she heard from others echoed her own struggles, creating a profound sense of camaraderie. It was in those moments of sharing that she felt the weight of her burdens lighten. There is something profoundly healing about speaking your truth and finding resonance in another's experience. As she participated in group discussions, she learned to listen as much as she spoke. Listening became a tool of understanding, allowing her to empathize with others' journeys. In those shared spaces, vulnerability was met with kindness. Each participant contributed their own perspective, illuminating paths she had never considered. The act of listening opened her heart and mind, inviting growth. This community support was not just about sharing burdens, it was also about celebrating victories. No matter how small, each triumph, each step forward became a collective achievement. When one person found a glimmer of hope, it ignited a spark in others. Together, they learned that resilience could be a shared endeavor. The courage to ask for help transformed her. It was no longer a signal of defeat, but a strategic move toward healing. She began to understand that Stoicism does not advocate for solitary stoicism. Instead, it encourages us to seek wisdom and strength from those around us. In the words of the Stoics, the path to virtue often involves the recognition of our shared humanity. In moments of despair, she remembered the warmth of those support groups, the laughter, the tears, and the genuine connections fostered a sense of belonging. This newfound community became a sanctuary where vulnerability was not just accepted, but celebrated. It reinforced the idea that we are stronger together, and it highlighted the Stoic belief in the power of fellowship. She discovered that her willingness to be open with others inspired them to do the same. By sharing her own story, she created a ripple effect of honesty and authenticity. The more she embraced her own experiences, the more she encouraged others to confront their challenges. This cycle of sharing and supporting became a powerful testament to the strength found in community. In the end, she realized that seeking support was a journey worth taking. It was a path paved with courage and understanding. By connecting with others, she not only found strength in her vulnerability, but also learned to uplift those around her. This was the essence of Stoicism, the ability to rise, to support, and to find solace in the shared experience of being human. Number 12, find joy in the little things. In her journey of recovery, she discovered the profound value of seeking joy in life's small moments, peaceful mornings, laughter shared with friends, and the warmth of a simple cup of tea became her sources of solace. Each day, she began to jot down what brought her happiness, uncovering a treasure trove of delight in the mundane. She came to understand that true happiness doesn't always stem from grand achievements. Often, it blossoms from the simplest experiences. These seemingly insignificant moments became the bedrock of a life filled with meaning in the pursuit of her well-being. She learned to celebrate the small victories, reminding herself that each smile and each quiet moment added up to something beautifully significant. Life, she realized, isn't about the milestones, but about embracing the everyday treasures that often go unnoticed. Each laugh, each sip of tea became a reminder of the richness that exists in the now. The journey was not just about recovery, it was about cultivating gratitude and finding beauty in the ordinary. As she embraced this philosophy, she felt a shift within herself. The small joys became powerful tools, enhancing her resilience and deepening her appreciation for life. In the midst of chaos, she learned to pause, breathe, and appreciate the quiet joy that surrounded her. This journey revealed a profound truth that happiness lies not in the extraordinary, but in the embrace of life's simple pleasures. By documenting her daily joys, she transformed her outlook, allowing herself to be present and engaged. Each entry in her journal became a celebration, a reminder that life's richness can often be found in the smallest of details. Through this lens, she came to understand that the essence of life is found in the quiet moments, the shared laughter, and the simple act of being. In this realization, she found freedom and liberation from the chase for grand achievements, allowing her to savor each day as it comes. In sharing her story, she hoped to inspire others to seek joy in the everyday. After all, the path to fulfillment is often paved with small, joyful moments that we must learn to cherish. By recognizing and appreciating these, we can cultivate a life that resonates with happiness and purpose. Ultimately, it's the small things that hold the key to a fulfilling life, reminding us that joy is not a destination but a way of being. In the art of noticing the small joys, we unlock the door to a deeper, more meaningful existence. Embracing resilience, crafting meaning in difficult times. Let us come together to forge lasting memories, share our stories, and seek connection during challenging times. Remember that even in the face of sorrow, life carries on. We have the power to choose how we live, embracing a life filled with meaning and love. Life, by its very nature, is a tapestry woven with both joy and pain. In our darkest moments, it can be easy to lose sight of the light. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that the principles of Stoicism shine brightest. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the events that unfold in our lives, we can control our responses to them. This distinction is crucial. Imagine a time when you felt overwhelmed by life's challenges. Perhaps it was a personal loss, a career setback, or a global crisis. In those moments, we often find ourselves at the crossroads. We can either succumb to despair or rise to the occasion, drawing on our inner strength and resilience. Stoicism encourages us to choose the latter. The essence of Stoicism lies in its practicality. It is not about denying our emotions or pretending that difficulties do not exist. Rather, it is about acknowledging our feelings, processing them, and then consciously deciding how we wish to respond. This approach allows us to maintain our composure and clarity even when the world around us seems chaotic. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the idea of amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This concept invites us to embrace our circumstances, no matter how challenging they may be. Instead of resisting or lamenting what we cannot change, we can learn to accept it. Finding meaning in our struggles by adopting this mindset, we can transform adversity into an opportunity for growth. In our shared humanity, we often find solace. When we connect with others, we create a network of support that helps us navigate life's uncertainties. Sharing our stories fosters understanding and compassion, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. It is through these connections that we can build a community grounded in empathy and resilience. While pain and hardship are inevitable, they do not have to define us. We possess the agency to shape our narratives, to find purpose in our experiences, and to inspire others with our journey. By choosing to live meaningfully and lovingly, we set an example for those around us. As we face the inevitable ups and downs of life, let us remember that we hold the keys to our happiness. We can choose to focus on what truly matters: the relationships we cultivate, the lessons we learn, and the love we share. These are the elements that give life its richness and depth. In conclusion, let us embark on this journey together, armed with the wisdom of Stoicism. We can face our challenges with grace and fortitude, knowing that life continues. And so can we embrace resilience, share your story, and love deeply? This is the path to a meaningful life. And it begins with a single step forward. Before you leave, don't forget to explore more about the journey of personal growth and the power of resolutionism in the videos published on the screen. Every step back is an opportunity for us to build our inner strength and live more meaningfully. Always remember, true power comes from being self-sufficient and manifesting within ourselves. If you want to continue this process, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming content. Thank you for joining us, and see you in the next video.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most important aspects of attraction: how to subtly build a connection with women without being pushy or making things awkward. If you're ever wondered how to make a great impression, get her to notice you, and keep the chemistry flowing, you're in the right place. A lot of guys worry about coming on too strong, or they just don't know the right balance when it comes to flirting and physical touch. The truth is, it's all about confidence, timing, and reading the situation correctly. I'm going to share some practical tips that will help you navigate those moments and make her feel more drawn to you, all while keeping things smooth, natural, and classy. So, if you're ready to learn how to subtly turn up the attraction and make your interactions with women way more engaging, in this video, I'll share 13 tips and practical examples to help you master the art of flirting at Christmas parties and workplace gatherings. Before we dive into the tips and strategies, there's a crucial point we need to address. The golden rule of flirting is that you must ignite a woman's sense of attraction toward you before attempting to flirt. If you jump straight into flirting without first sparking her interest, it's likely to feel awkward or insincere to her, and she will often turn you down. to successfully flirt at a Christmas party, corporate event, or any other social setting, focus on building her attraction by showcasing qualities that naturally appeal to women, like confidence, a strong and composed presence, and engaging charisma. When a woman feels that initial spark of interest, she'll be more open to your flirting and may even respond playfully to indicate her interest. On the other hand, if your approach is overly polite or generic and you don't create any sexual tension, she'll probably reject your efforts because it won't feel genuine to her. Let's explore the tips and examples so you can navigate these situations with confidence and ease. Stay tuned. Let's jump right in. What will people think if you flirt with women at an office Christmas party? Flirting is often seen as a lighthearted and harmless activity that many people enjoy, provided it stays within respectful boundaries and doesn't cross into inappropriate territory. That said, how much flirting you engage in at a work holiday event depends greatly on the norms and expectations within your workplace. For instance, in some work environments, management may be entirely accepting of employees forming personal connections, whether that means casual relationships, dating, or even something more serious. In fact, in some cases, even managers themselves may engage in relationships with their team members. On the other hand, some companies enforce strict policies against workplace romances. In such environments, employees who enter into relationships are expected to maintain a professional demeanor while on the job, keeping all signs of affection outside the workplace. If your company culture discourages romantic interactions among staff, it's essential to adopt a more discreet approach if you choose to flirt at the office Christmas party. This could mean relying on nonverbal cues, such as body language and subtle behaviors, rather than making overtly flirtatious remarks in front of colleagues. Stick around, and I'll share specific examples of how to navigate these situations effectively. For now, let's dive into the dynamics of flirting and how to do it the right way. Here's how to mix words, body language, and behavior for some holiday charm. Whether it's what you say, how you move, or how you carry yourself, these elements are the building blocks of successful flirting. Ready to get started? Tip number 1 is: Tip 1. Give her a flirty look from a distance and then smile in a confident, relaxed way that shows you like her. If you haven't yet approached the woman that you want to flirt with, you can start out by giving her a flirty look from a distance. A flirty look means that you look at a woman and show her that you find her attractive and that you like you, while also showing her that you think she likes you too. Essentially, think about how you would look at a woman if you really liked her and you know that she likes you too. It's an exciting moment to experience for the both of you. Give her that type of look and she will know exactly what it means, but you have to be consistent and you have to do it often. Whatever you do, just don't look at her as though you like her, but you are unsure if she likes you too. Why? When flirting with women, you must ensure that you are making her feel attracted to you rather than turning her off. If you look at a woman as though you like her and you know that she likes you too, she will feel attracted to you because you will be coming across as confident. However, if you act her as though you like her, but you aren't sure if she likes you, then you're going to be coming across as insecure and self-doubting, which is not attractive to women. Women are attracted to the emotional strength of men. confidence, high self-esteem, self-assuredness, and turned off by the emotional weakness, insecure, anxiety, self-doubt, etc. Women only want to flirt with guys that they feel attracted to. So you must ensure that when you give a woman a flirty look, it is backed up with a relaxed, easygoing confidence in yourself. So, how does it work? Start by making eye contact with her from a distance and give her the flirty look for about 1-2 seconds, where you communicate via your body language that you like her and you know that she likes you too. Then, add in a smile and hold eye contact for another 2-3 seconds before looking away before continuing to talk to other people or doing something else, ordering a drink, getting some food from the buffet, etc. That is how a flirty look works. Essentially, you look at her as though you like her and that you know she likes you too. Hold eye contact, give her a smile, and then look away in a relaxed, confident manner. Think about how you would look at a woman if you really liked her and you knew for sure that she liked you too. When you give her a confident, flirtatious look like that, she then feels excited that there is a spark between you and her. She becomes curious and keen to interact with you to see if she will feel even more attracted to you when in your presence. By the way, don't worry about whether or not the woman will know what you are doing, because she will. Women know what flirting is. Women have to use flirting to be subtle about their sexual interest in men, because pretty much everyone looks down on a woman or treats her with less respect if she is very open about her interest in sex. She knows what you are doing. Flirting is a language that pretty much every woman understands and uses, so when you give her a flirty look, she will know that you find her attractive and are using the subtle, discreet language of flirting to let her know. She will feel excited that you have the social intelligence to be able to privately create a spark between you and her via subtle flirting. So don't hesitate to give her a flirty look. Just do it, and you will see what I mean. Tip 2. Use a playful squint paired with a smile while keeping eye contact during your conversation. Once you've approached and started chatting with a woman at a Christmas party, it's crucial to maintain her interest and suddenly show your charm throughout the interaction. This helps build a stronger connection and keeps the vibe flirty and fun. If the woman you're speaking with is responding positively because you exude confidence, have a captivating personality, make her laugh, or display a natural sense of masculinity, another way to up the flirt factor is by squinting your eyes slightly and giving her a warm smile while holding her gaze. This playful expression subtly conveys, "I see the connection we have, and I'm enjoying it just as much as you are." Timing is key though. Use this flirty move when she's clearly showing signs of interest in you. For example, she might giggle in a light-hearted way, lightly touch your arm, nibble on her bottom lip, tilt her head down shyly while glancing up at you, twirl her hair, or play with it absent-mindedly. The flirty squint and smile are a great way to acknowledge her attraction and let her know the feeling is mutual without needing to say it out loud. This subtle yet confident body language sends the message in a classy, understated way that keeps the interaction exciting. Important reminder, as mentioned earlier, before engaging in any kind of flirting, ensure that you've sparked her attraction first. If she isn't already drawn to you and you try to flirt, it might come off as awkward or out of place, because true flirting thrives on mutual attraction. To successfully connect with women at a Christmas party, follow a natural flow of steps. Start by making her feel that magnetic pull toward you through confidence, charm, or humor, and let everything progress naturally from there. Skipping this essential first step and jumping straight into flirting without building attraction often leads to rejection. Tip 3. Playfully suggest she's trying to get you drunk. A fun way to inject some playful flirting at a Christmas party is when you're chatting with a woman who seems drawn to you, perhaps because of your confidence, charm, or masculine energy, and she proposes grabbing another drink. At this moment, flash her a smile and tease, "Are you trying to get me tipsy?" She'll instantly grasp the playful insinuation that she might have ulterior motives, such as trying to lure you into a more intimate situation. There's no need to spell it out by explicitly saying she wants to seduce you. She'll pick up on the cheeky undertone without further explanation. If she laughs and enjoys your teasing, you can up the flirt factor by adding, "I should warn you though, I'm not that easy. You'll need to sweep me off my feet a bit more before I'm won over. A drink won't cut it." Follow this up with a laugh to keep the mood light and fun. Of course, how far you take this playful banter depends on the environment and cultural expectations at your workplace event. If you're in a highly formal setting where professionalism is the norm and other colleagues can overhear, it's best to keep things toned down. On the other hand, if the two of you are chatting privately or the room is bustling with noise, it's often perfectly fine to engage in this lighthearted humor. In most cases, she'll appreciate the playful spark it brings to your interaction. Tip 4. Encourage a little competition among women and reward her when she shows more interest in you. A simple yet effective way to attract women is by sparking interest from others during your interaction. Unlike men, who often feel physically attracted right away and may pursue someone based on appearance alone, women tend to evaluate a man's appeal through various non-physical factors, such as confidence, charisma, and how well liked he is by others. When a woman notices that other women aren't drawn to a guy, it can make her feel less inclined toward him. Similarly, if she senses that others wouldn't find him appealing, it may dampen her interest. It's just how attraction works for most women. Why? Because their attraction is often rooted in qualities like personality, social skills, and a man's overall vibe, rather than just physical fitness or wealth. As the video explains, women often overlook a man's lack of conventional attractiveness, like not being tall, rich, or model handsome, when he wins them over with other traits. A great tactic to capture the attention of a woman playing hard to get is to subtly engage other women in the room. Once you notice the woman you like responding positively, being more attentive, trying to engage you more, reward her with increased focus and attention. For instance, if you're flirting with someone at a work party and she's being a bit elusive, bring other women into the conversation. Be confident, make them laugh, and display your charisma and masculinity. When she sees others enjoying your company, it might trigger her competitive side, prompting her to vie for your attention. Pay close attention to her behavior. If she begins showing clear signs of interest, like touching your arm or cutting into conversations to get your attention. Acknowledge it by giving her a warm smile and slightly more attention than the others. Afterward, return to engaging the group, repeating this process until her interest becomes unmistakable. When the timing feels right, suggest some one-on-one time, such as, "How about we grab a drink at the bar?" By doing so, she'll feel thrilled to have earned a moment alone with you. This approach is exciting for women because it frames you as a challenge. To be that kind of man, you need to strike a balance. Show her you're interested without appearing overly eager. Let her feel like she needs to win you over, rather than thinking you're completely sold on her from the start. Many men hesitate to use this strategy, fearing it's manipulative or that the woman might lose interest if they don't show full commitment right away. However, as the video highlights, most guys fail to create any sense of intrigue because they seem too eager. Women are naturally drawn to men who make them feel like they've won something special, rather than doing the man a favor by reciprocating his interest. Tip 5. Propose celebrating New Year's Eve together. This is a subtle approach to flirting during a holiday gathering or workplace event. At times, the work environment's cultural norms may require a more discreet method of expressing interest in a coworker. For instance, if you're engaging in a conversation with a colleague who is drawn to you but hesitant to show romantic or physical interest due to the professional setting, you can hint at your interest by suggesting the idea of celebrating New Year's Eve together. This strategy conveys that you're interested in spending time with her outside of work, demonstrating your attraction in a subtle, non-obvious way. Flirting isn't always about overt declarations of romantic or physical interest. Instead, it's about using unspoken signals, such as words, gestures, body language, and a particular energy to communicate mutual attraction without being too explicit. In this scenario, suggesting a New Year's Eve celebration is a subtle way to connect, especially with someone who may be feeling unsure about your interest. This gesture can help her feel more secure, encouraging her to open up and reciprocate interest. It's natural for some men to wonder, why does dating have to be so complicated? However, when insecurity is involved, interactions can become more intricate. For instance, an insecure person may require more reassurance through actions and words before feeling comfortable. Take an example. If she has self-doubts, you need to first ignite her attraction toward you and then subtly signal your interest. Failing to do so could lead her to act distant or even deny her interest. Conversely, a confident woman plays hard to get for a different reason, not because of fear of rejection, but to test your self-assurance. She might observe how you react to challenges she sets to gauge your level of confidence. If you falter or doubt yourself under her tests, it signals to her that you might not be secure enough for someone with her level of confidence. However, if you remain composed and project unwavering confidence, she'll find this incredibly appealing. A confident woman will often think, "Finally, someone who can match my energy and isn't fazed by my strength." Tip 6. Compliment her on her attractiveness and express your feelings. One of the most effective ways to flirt with women is to be direct about your attraction to her. When there's mutual interest and you've built a rapport, it's crucial to express something like, "You're really sexy. I like you." Why is this important? Well, many women, around 96% according to the Dove Global Survey on Beauty, struggle with insecurity about their appearance. Even if she looks stunning to you, she might not feel that way about herself and will need reassurance that you find her attractive. If she's confident and aware of her own appeal, she'll appreciate that you're bold enough to tell her. But for this to have the desired effect, you first need to spark her attraction toward you. This is key. You have to make her feel attracted to you before anything else you do or say will resonate with her. Once you've sparked that attraction, if you don't give her a straightforward compliment on her looks, she may start to play hard to get, acting as though she's not interested, just to test your level of attraction and confidence. To avoid unnecessary games in your interactions, simply be upfront and let her know that you think she's sexy and you're into her. The best moment to say something like this is when you're both getting along, laughing together, and sharing a light-hearted moment. Pause for a second, take in her beauty with a smile, and confidently say, "You're sexy. I like you." She'll appreciate your directness, confidence, and the fact that you can say something bold without making it feel awkward. However, be mindful of your surroundings. For instance, if you're at a work event, like a Christmas party, and the conversation is happening in front of colleagues or in a public space, it might not be the right time to give such a direct compliment. Some women may feel embarrassed by such comments in front of others, while others might enjoy the attention and flirt back. In such settings, you'll have to gauge what's appropriate based on the atmosphere and the people around you. Tip 7. Playfully tease her with funny faces during your conversations. One simple, yet effective way to flirt with a woman is by making playful, funny faces while you're talking to her. These subtle expressions can add a touch of humor to your interactions. Example 1. When she says something silly or a bit off, scrunch your nose and give her a playful, judgmental look, but keep it light and teasing. You could follow it up by saying, "Oh, I thought you were really smart until you said that." Then laugh together about it. Example 2. If she says something really intelligent or insightful, raise your eyebrows in surprise or admiration. Then say, "Wow, I had no idea you were so smart. You're beautiful and clever. You've got it all, girl." Follow that up with a smile and laughter. Flirting in this way is all about gently teasing her, making her feel feminine and playful around you. But here's the key. Gentle teasing isn't about being rude or mean. It's not about playing the bad boy or pushing her boundaries. Instead, it's about giving her the kind of playful banter that many women secretly enjoy, but won't always admit, fearing it might be misinterpreted. When you tease her lightly, it allows her to feel more girly and less dominant, which many women appreciate. It's a subtle way to flirt that shows you're confident and at ease while being kind and charming. Just remember, moderation is key. Think of teasing like seasoning a dish. If you overdo it, it can become overwhelming and lose its charm. And when you tease her, stay true to your masculinity. Don't try to mimic her giggling or behavior. Maintain your strong, confident presence, and she'll feel attracted to you for it. The reason gentle teasing works so well is because it highlights the natural dynamic between masculine and feminine energy. Women are drawn to the contrast. When they feel feminine in comparison to your masculine approach, it sparks sexual attraction. Many nice guys struggle with this, as they tend to focus on being overly friendly and neutral, hoping to come off as trustworthy or safe. While being a good person is essential, playing it too neutral won't ignite the attraction women feel for a man. It's the confident, assertive behavior that makes her feel attracted, not just friendly or comfortable. When you're just being nice without bringing any masculine energy to the table, she won't feel that spark of sexual chemistry. She'll simply see you as a friendly, non-threatening figure. That's why so many nice guys end up in the friend zone despite being great guys with good intentions. Tip 8. Lightly and confidently touch her when you lean in to speak with her. Many guys hesitate to touch women, fearing they might invade her personal space, causing her to panic or reject him in front of others. But here's the reality. When a woman feels attracted to a man and he exudes confidence and composure, she's likely to be receptive to his touch and may even find it thrilling, as long as he doesn't come across as overly forward or inappropriate in public settings, like in front of a boss or a more conservative colleague. So, when and how should you touch her in a flirtatious manner? As long as she feels drawn to you, whether it's due to your confidence, the way you make her feel feminine in contrast to your masculine demeanor, etc., you can gently yet firmly touch her when leaning in to speak, especially in noisy environments or when you want to share something privately with her. For example, you can place your hand on her lower back or on the upper arm of the side opposite to the ear you're speaking into. So if you're talking into her right ear, touch her left upper arm gently but confidently. Women appreciate this kind of subtle but assertive touch because it conveys that you are self-assured and masculine, and you're not afraid to take the interaction further. At the same time, you maintain a level of class and discretion, ensuring she doesn't feel uncomfortable or worry about what others might think. If you've been building attraction, she will likely be open to your touch. However, if you're at a formal or conservative event, like a work gathering or a holiday party, be mindful not to overdo it. You don't need to touch her every time you lean in. Instead, trust your confidence and touch her when it feels right. When she feels your touch, it can heighten her attraction, signaling that you possess the social awareness to subtly express your interest in a tasteful and sophisticated way. For her, this is a form of flirting, an understated way of letting her know you're interested. And if she starts touching you when she leans in to speak, it's a clear sign that she's flirting back and enjoying where the interaction is headed. Tip 9. Use eye contact to build connection and attraction. When you're interacting with a woman, eye contact can be a powerful tool to convey interest and create a deeper connection. When you look her in the eyes, it shows that you are confident and fully present in the moment. However, be sure to maintain a balance. Staring too intensely can come off as aggressive or uncomfortable, while avoiding eye contact can seem evasive or insecure. Instead, aim for soft, steady eye contact, especially when speaking to her or making a point. This type of connection can make her feel more drawn to you and can help build sexual tension, especially when combined with other subtle touches or gestures. If you notice her holding your gaze or her pupils dilating, it's a strong sign that she's engaged and attracted to you. When done correctly, Eye contact is a silent but powerful way to flirt and create intimacy without needing words. Tip 10. Use your body language to express confidence and openness. Your body language speaks volumes and can significantly impact how a woman perceives you. When you interact with her, ensure that your posture is open and confident. Standing tall with your shoulders back shows that you are self-assured and approachable, which makes you more attractive. Avoid crossing your arms or slouching, as these can give off a sense of insecurity or disinterest. Instead, lean in slightly when talking to her, maintaining a relaxed yet attentive stance. This conveys that you are genuinely engaged in the conversation and are comfortable in her presence. Also, try mirroring her body language subtly. If she leans forward, you can do the same, showing that you're in sync with her. This creates a sense of connection and makes the interaction feel more natural, signaling to her that you are on the same wavelength. Tip 11. Be a good listener and show genuine interest. Active listening is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. When you really listen to what she says, make eye contact, and ask follow-up questions that show you're paying attention, it demonstrates respect and makes her feel valued. For example, if she talks about her passions, hobbies, or something important to her, engage in the conversation by saying, "That sounds amazing. How did you get into that?" Or, "What was the most rewarding part of that experience?" Being a good listener helps deepen your connection and shows that you're interested in more than just surface-level interactions. Tip 12. Keep your conversations balanced. Share, but don't overshare. It's important to strike a balance in your conversations. While it's great to share personal stories, keep in mind that oversharing too early can make things uncomfortable. Aim to share just enough to keep the conversation interesting, but avoid going into deeply personal details right away. For example, you might talk about a recent trip you took, but avoid getting too detailed about your life problems or struggles. This keeps the interaction light and fun while still allowing her to get to know you. It also prevents you from coming across as overly needy or emotional too soon. Tip 13. Be patient, don't rush things. Finally, it's important to remember that building attraction takes time. No one wants to feel rushed or pressured, so take things slow and let the connection grow at its own pace. Whether you're touching her gently, having deep conversations, or sharing a laugh, be patient and allow things to unfold naturally. It's crucial to give her space to feel comfortable and to process the chemistry that's developing between you. Don't rush into anything too soon and be mindful of the signals she's giving. If she's into you, she'll let you know. And when the timing feels right, things will naturally progress. To sum up, attraction is about confidence, respect, and authenticity. It's about making her feel comfortable while showing your interest in subtle yet confident ways. Use touch and body language to express attraction, but always keep her boundaries and comfort in mind. Stay true to yourself, build rapport, and keep things playful and light. Remember, every woman is different, so pay attention to her reactions, adapt to the situation, and let things progress naturally. With patience and the right approach, you'll be able to create a genuine connection and build attraction over time. If you've enjoyed these tips, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to drop any questions or thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you've used these tips in your own experiences. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.